Yo! What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Leap Reviews. I'm Charlene, and today I want to get into a couple of topics that I found interesting that I wanted to speak on, okay? So a lot of you guys might remember this young R&B singer. His name is YK Oris. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he sings the one song, I will give you the world, baby girl. You just gotta be worth it. But you don't gotta be perfect. You just gotta be worthy. Yeah, 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 yeah. That song, the guy who sang that song. So he was in the blogs today because he made an Instagram post that he had traded in all of his luxury cars. I don't know how many luxury cars that was, but he said that he had luxury cars plural, so that means more than one. So he traded his luxury vehicles in and purchased one single vehicle, which was a Hyundai truck. Okay, now I don't know if it was a 2019, a 2020, or 2021. However, it looks pretty new to me. Decent looking car. But as I scrolled through the comments, I read different comments and I was getting different algorithms throughout the comments. So some people were like, hey, it's not a big deal. A car gets you from point A to point B. What's the big deal? Trade it in. Some people were like, oh, his money is drying up. Why would he trade his cars in? That just means that he's going broke. It's COVID-19. And here's what I will say about that. Regardless of whatever the reason is, I commend him for either reason. If, in fact, he's not going broke, and he wants to trade his cars in just to save money and to have a vehicle that's just as nice, which honestly, half of the time, these cars have the same exact parts, the same exact material on the inside. It's just made in a different style to match the brand name of the vehicle. That it's the same way in shoes. I am almost 100% positive that the same factory that makes and creates Nikes are probably the same factories or similar, the same ones that make the shoes in Walmart and Target. You know what I'm saying? It just comes down to the name. So, if he decided, hey, I don't need these cars, why do I need them? Let me get a car that's going to get me from point A to point B. It doesn't have to be super luxury. I support that. If he is struggling financially because of C-19, and he then made that decision to trade the cars in to save money, I agree with that too. What's the big deal about that? You got rappers like G Herbo who just got indicted on all of these fraudulent charges. Now, he pled not guilty and he has not had his day in court yet. So we don't know if these are true or false. You are innocent until proven guilty. However, clearly there is some type of evidence and mixed in there that he's even grouped up in this. You have people doing fraud. You have people doing gang stuff as far as like sabotaging, robbing, drug dealing. Like the one rapper who, what's the dude name from New York? Casanova. He just got arrested so it's all these people trying to do the most, breaking laws, scamming, OnlyFans, to try to keep up this lifestyle when it's really not that serious. As long as you honestly have a roof over your head and a car to get you from point A to point B, what's the big deal? I think doing bad is not having a place to live. I think doing bad is not having and not necessarily, it just depends. But of course, we all strive to have the nicest vehicle and we all strive to have the nicest home. But it doesn't matter if you're staying in a house as big as Cardi B and Offset, or if you're staying in a home the size of my one-bedroom apartment. You all do the same thing in it. You sleep in it. You use the bathroom in it. You party in it. You do this, you cook, you eat, you do the same thing, same with vehicles. You drive, you listen to music, you pick people up, you run errands. The same thing that you would do in a Bentley or a Lamborghini or a Mercedes is the same thing that you're going to do in that Hyundai. So what's the big deal? People just kill me on the internet. These fake lit people that really ain't even that lit. So my second topic that I wanted to touch on was Miss Tiffany, New York, Pollard, the HBIC, okay? My bitch, okay? I love me some New York. I will never forget when Flavor of Love came out. I was like, I want to say freshman year of high school, sophomore year, I want to say. Loved it, love New York. She's always been a character. She is reality TV gold. But my good sis is under fire because and when I say the internet has been coming at New York because of the way that she carried herself, excuse me, on the Real Chance of Love's dating show. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, New York, who came from Flavor of Love, had her own dating show, which she ended up meeting a guy named Chance and his brother Real. And they were really popular on New York's dating show. They ended up getting their own spinoff. And now fast forward 10, 12 years later, Chance has his own show. So again, in 2020. So basically it's a dating show, and in the last couple of episodes, they brought New York on to kind of spice up the season, have her bring her pizzazz, grill the girls, similar to what they did on Flavor of Love season 2 when they brought New York back. And, pretty much that's what they were doing. So basically New York is getting called out because there was a particular girl on this show called Believable. I believe her real name is Tiffany, but on the Real Chance of Love show, her name was Believable. Now, Believable is kind of like a Natalie Nunn type bitch with the chin. Her chin is really big, really large. I like the show. I thought the show was entertaining. I'm just letting you know about this girl. So, I don't know 100% that her body was fake. However, it did kind of look like it was fake. The boobs looked fake. Looked like she had a BBL. And the run-in joke on the show was that Believable was a man. They didn't know if she was a transgender. They didn't know if she was a woman. They didn't know if she was a man. They didn't know because her face was so strong with that chin and that fake body. So it's like, girl, like, you got this strong ass face. You got these fake ass body parts. Is you or is you not a man? So this was like the running joke on the show. She even went as far as to show her vagina to one of the other girls on the show to like prove that she was a woman, in fact. So when New York comes and she's grilling the girls, she pretty much played on, the season long, topic that pertained to Believable about her being a man. So Tiffany was like, I don't believe you're a woman. How do we know you're not a man? Really questioning Believable. And Believable said in her confessions that she was tired of having to prove that she was a woman and, they should know, Chance should know. I think she was insinuating that her and Chance had hooked up because she was like, Chance definitely knows that I'm not a man. Like, he knows, how else would he not, So that's that. Everybody, not everybody, but, particularly supporters and people who are part of the LGBTQ community, was saying, I can't believe she was so transphobic. I can't believe she was going so hard on this young lady about whether she's a woman or not. Tiffany then New York commented on the post and said that, Believable is a woman, pretty much saying that it was just for the show. You guys have to watch the show for yourself to determine whether you think New York was too hard. Me personally, I think New York was just doing her job. New York is brought there to get the girls riled up. She's there to give good TV. That's why New York is brought on to almost every single show that she's brought on, because we love her for that. I think that it shouldn't be all put on New York if you're going to say that she's being transphobic, because this was a storyline that was initiated from the beginning of the show. New York didn't come onto the show until the end. And she was obviously told these things, which is why she elaborated and pressured her about the topics. The whole Believable storyline about her being a man or her being a tranny was not the only controversial, storyline that went on in this show. If you go to the character Roly Poly Snack Meal, okay, oversized black chick, they played on the fact that she was overweight. She constantly had a snack. whenever she got into a beef with one of the girls, Chance would give her, a snack to calm her down. And she played into that role. You know what I mean? So that was a major stereotype and a major, controversial storyline. Why is it that the big girl has to always be eating snacks? Then they had a individual on the show called Mangina, who was a gay man, from what I understand, who, lived his life as a woman. So I don't know if they want to be known as he or she. I'm not sure, but we'll just say she, because she wears wigs and the female dressing. But Chance made it known that he, wasn't into Mangina, but wanted to keep Mangina around so that he could be messy and come back with tea, which is a stereotype that a lot of gay and transgender men have, that they're messy, that they're catty, and they played up on that stereotype with Mangina. Chance would, whenever Mangina came around, Chance would act like, oh my God, get away from me. I don't want you to touch me. Just really, I watched the show, but if we're going to talk about New York being transphobic, about her questioning, her line of questioning when it comes to Believable, we got to talk about it all. And so the way that they treated Mangina was very, stereotypical, And last but not least, they had another Black chick on the show who was kind of like a natural type of chick, natural hairstyle, and they nicknamed her Beady Bead, to insinuate that she had nappy hair. You know what I'm saying? And, it's like, there's way more topics that could be discussed and need to be discussed before New York getting on that TV show and doing her job. She was only bringing up topics that she was told by Chance and the producers to bring up. She didn't know these girls. She was just going off of what she was told. So if we're going to talk about the transphobia when it comes to Believable, we need to talk about the body shaming when it comes to Roly Oly Poly. We need to talk about the transphobia when it comes to Mangina. And then we need to talk about the stereotypical names of Black women with Beady Bead. So let's talk about it. And that's all I got to say. Comment below and let me know what you think. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Deuces.